With the launch of Season of the Wish, our lovable gunsmith Banshee got a rework, along with long requested changes to the world loot pool. Gone are the days of a massive 48 weapon loot pool with no way to farm or focus weapons. Now, players can focus 24 different weapons at Banshee, and the world loot pool has shrunken to only 20 weapons, with the majority having direct sources. So, let's go into details on how gunsmith focusing and engrams work, how to farm world loot pool items, and answer the question of should you farm these weapons? Spoilers, definitely yes, but it's complicated. First, let's start with Banshee. His rank up packages have now turned into Gunsmith Engrams. These engrams behave like all Vendor 3.0 engrams. You can directly claim them for random loot from the active loot pool, or you can use them as focusing currency to obtain specific weapons. Click on his new Focus Decoding menu and you'll see a familiar screen. Spend 3 Gunsmith Engrams and 5,000 Glimmer to get a specific foundry weapon. At this time, only 4 foundries are present: Suros, Amalon, Hake, and Weist, with the available weapons being from the expansion year of Witch Queen. So, 24 weapons in total. Now, not all the weapons are focusable at once. The available foundries rotate at the daily reset on a 4-day rotation. The schedule of available foundries is offset by 1, meaning that each foundry will be available for 2 days in a row in this rotation. An example is Amalon and Suros on day 1, Suros and Hake on day 2, so Suros was available for 2 days in a row. Then, after the 4th day, the rotation repeats itself. For further additions to this focusing menu, we'll have to wait a bit. In the final shape, we'll see the Field Forged weapons added along with its Season 20 weapons. Basically, a 1-year exclusivity as part of the world loot pool. Now, the benefit to this system is that this is the only way to obtain these weapons. They are no longer part of the world loot pool, which massively shrinks its size, and now you have a way to target these weapons, a long-requested feature. Additionally, Banshee has an updated section of random daily rotating weapons, with over 120 weapons it could choose from. Don't be looking or hoping for a god roll, but check back each day at 4 PM PST to see if there is something nice or weapon that is craftable that you want to use your deep sight harmonizers on. Next, how do we get those Gunsmith Engrams? Like the old system, earn Gunsmith reputation by dismantling legendary and exotic items, as well as complete Gunsmith bounties. Like all other vendors, you'll earn an engram at each sub-rank. However, this is pretty slow. To make up for that, you can now farm Gunsmith Engrams from free roam chests and Lost Sector completions. Free roam and normal Lost Sector chests have a 20% drop rate, while solo platinum runs of Legend and Master Lost Sectors further increase that chance up to 60%. If you want to relive the good old days of D1 material farms, you could do free roam chest loops on your favorite destination. However, we don't have the community resources of optimal routes like back then, as well as there is a lot of RNG involved. If you do decide that, just make sure to have a Wombo Detector Ghost mod to highlight chests within 50 meters. For a better use of your time, doing Lost Sectors for engrams is more deterministic and rewarding. If you aren't of a high power level or you don't want to sweat about champions and builds, then farm the quickest Lost Sector like Terminus East in the EDZ. In and out in less than a minute, so Gunsmith Engram in about 5 minutes. If you're around 1810 plus, want more loot, and it's a good Lost Sector, you should do Legend or Master Lost Sectors. Quick ones take 5 minutes, most are less than 10. Besides your increased Gunsmith Engram chance, you also get guaranteed enhancement cores and prisms, exotics, and the new way to farm world loot pool weapons. Like Banshee's Focus Decoding, Lost Sectors will have a 4-day rotation of world loot pool weapons. 4 specific ones available each day, 16 out of the 20 active weapons. After the 4-day rotation, the cycle repeats. These weapons are those that have released since Lightfall and comprise some of the newer foundries like Field Forged, Nadir, and Cassoid. To have your chance at them, you need to do those Lost Sectors solo and earn platinum rewards, aka defeat all the champions before you loot the final chest. If you do so, you'll have a 70% chance at a weapon on Legend and a 100% chance on Master. To sweeten the deal, the Master Drop will also have an extra perk in column 3 or 4, making it quicker to obtain the 2 main perks you want on the weapon, or perhaps get 2 god rolls in one. Unfortunately, this leaves 4 weapons from being target farmable this season. That's Ras Arago 4, Parabellum, Mercado 45, and Crux Termination 4. These weapons get a 1-season exclusivity as world drops, then will get added to the Lost Sector rotation. The oldest weapons from the Lost Sector rotation, which would be the Lightfall Field Forged weapons, would then be removed from the active world loot pool and put in Banshee's encoded focusing system. For the question, should you farm all these weapons? That depends. If you've been playing since Witch Queen, you probably have a decent roll on those era weapons that are currently in Banshee's focusing system. So at this time, you really don't need to engage with it or farm Gunsmith Engrams. If you are newer, don't have those weapons, or looking for your god roll, then I do think it's worth it for some of them. As always, when talking about weapons and god rolls, I recommend you do some research by looking up perks on sites like Light.gg or D2 Foundry. Your god roll is probably different from mine. Looking at Banshee's weapons, avoid Palmyra, Ragnhild, Syncopation, Amit, and Taipan. These are all craftable, with their patterns obtainable for all players through a string of crafting-related quests at the Enclave, which will only take a couple hours. For the remaining weapons, my personal highlights are Funnel Web with a perk combo of Killing Wind or Subsistence with that of Frenzy, Persis D with Rapid Hit and Explosive Payload or Headstone for those crystal explosions, Staccato 46 for a longer ranged incandescent weapon, and Cantata 57 for PvP players that want a less flinch dueling weapon with perks like Rapid Hit, Eye of the Storm, Moving Target, and Opening Shot. If Banshee's weapons interest you, farming Lost Sectors is your best option, so pick a quick one or do Legend or Master difficulty for even more rewards. Now, how about those in the active world loot pool in Lost Sectors? Any good ones? Well, if you can't raid and you like the Void flavor, the Harsh Language Wave Frame is excellent at ad clear, with great perks like Wellspring, Destabilizing Rounds, and Golden Tricorn. Battle Scar is also an excellent pulse, with the likes of Keep Away and Headseeker for PvP, or Shoot to Loot and Kinetic Tremors for PvE. And don't get hung up on its poor stats. The field-tested Origin trait will slowly improve your stats by using the weapon. Last season's options were even spicier. Nox Perennial 5 is one of the best damage fusions with the likes of Envious Assassin and Controlled Burst. Psi Hermetic 5 offers flexibility for PvE and PvP with the likes of Enlightened Action, Encore, Headstone, and Headseeker. And Heliocentric QSC is one of the few solar weapons to have the combo of Heal Clip and Incandescent, or perhaps Kill Clip for more lethality. So, if you can, check the Daily Lost Sector and its loot rotation. Prep your build and dive in. This is the most rewarding Legend and Master Lost Sectors have ever been. High chance at exotic armor, guaranteed a couple prisms and cores, and high to guaranteed chances to Gunsmith Engrams and World Loot Pool items, with some having extra perks. Plus, since you're defeating PvE enemies and looting a chest, you have even more chances at World Loot Pool items to drop. Okay, but what about the newest World Pool items? How can I farm them, and should I? As for how to farm, my recommendation are ad-dense PvE activities. Technically, legendary Engrams are on a counter system, so the more enemies you kill, the faster an Engram will drop. So strikes, Dares of Eternity, seasonal activities, and Lost Sectors are your best chances at getting world drops. To more guaranteed drops, Terminal Overload, public events, and Lost Sector chests have a high chance for a drop. Oh, and make sure to decrypt your Prime Engrams, even if you no longer need them for leveling. They too can hold a world drop weapon. But since there isn't an easy way to farm, I wouldn't try to actively get these 4 weapons. However, I'd still look at the perks when they do drop, as yet again, these have some spicy perk pools that make me excited for when they get added to the Lost Sector rotation. The Raw Sarago Auto has permeability to change its element when you want, synergize with Void with Repulsor Brace and Golden Tricorn, and Onslaught for those fan of old Breakneck. Parabellum, the Solar SMG, has the amazing yet simple combo of Heal Clip and Frenzy. Get that ramped up with the Origin trait and now you're rocking max stats, healing, and a damage buff. Macardo 45 is the second strand machine gun, and it offers utility and lethality. Debuff your targets with Slice, make orbs with Attrition Orbs, or play it safe with Demolitionist and Onslaught. And finally, Crux Termination 4 can give Apex Predator and Cold Comfort a run for their money. Slide Shot Bipod for easy and fast reloads, or Reconstruction, Envious Assassin, Clown Cartridge paired with Explosive Light, Surrounded, Bipod, you name it. This rocket has it all, and it is truly amazing. Definitely one to look out for. Hopefully, you now better understand Banshee and the World Loot Pool revamp and are excited about these weapons. These hidden gems are truly amazing, and now we have direct ways to farm nearly all of them. Let me know down in the comments what weapons and rolls you are chasing. I'm curious what grabs your attention. In any case, leave a like if you enjoyed the video, subscribe to keep up to date on Destiny content, and come check out the Sundog Gaming Discord if you have any Destiny related questions, want to meet wonderful people, and want to dive into the endgame. As always, I'm your Commander Pika. Be kind, have fun, and I'll see you on the battlefield.